Hello and welcome to MC Explains, an investor education initiative brought to you by Moneycontrol and Invesco Mutual Fund. Our topic today is a less known option for investors to hold mutual fund units in Demat form. You may be aware that there are two ways in which you can hold your mutual fund units. You may choose the paper form or what is called the statement of account. Alternatively, you have the choice to hold your mutual fund units in Demat or dematerialized form. While the former is the more widely used way to invest in mutual funds, today we are talking about how to manage your MF units in Demat form. Firstly, let's make sure that we all understand what a Demat account is. Just like your savings bank account, which holds your cash for you, till you need to use it, a Demat account holds your financial securities like stocks, bonds, and MF units, among other things. Unlike the statement of account form of holding, where you can invest in a mutual fund by filling up an application form or using an online or offline distributor or directly through the fund house website, to invest and hold in Demat form, you will have to transact via stock exchanges, through a stockbroker or MF distributor. Holding your mutual fund units in Demat form is a low-cost, convenient way to manage these investments, as they can now be in the same place as your other financial securities like stocks and bonds. This makes things like nomination, change of bank accounts, addresses, and even transmission of assets for succession a simpler and more standardized task. If you are starting out with your investment, you can choose the Demat form of holding in the new fund offer itself. And if you are investing in an existing scheme, you can invest through your stockbroker or MF distributor. You will need to have the Demat account number and depository details for this. If you don't have an existing Demat account, you will have to open a new one along with a broking account. If you already hold mutual fund units in the statement of account form, the good news is that you can convert these units into Demat form. The process will take 1 to 2 weeks to complete, and there are some finer details you need to keep in mind. There are two depositories with whom you can open a Demat account and convert your units, NSDL and CDSL. You can choose either, or if you have an existing account, then go ahead with that. The first step in this conversion process is to approach your depository participant, stockbroker, and ask for a conversion request form. You will have to fill this form with details of your folio holding, sign, and then submit it. For folios in joint holding, all investors must sign. The holding pattern in DP as per client master list should match with the statement of account, and also ensure to update PAN number in the RTA record through a non-commercial transaction request in case of investment in the name of a minor. Submit this along with your latest statement of account for the mutual fund folio to the depository participant. After due verification, the form then gets sent to the mutual fund house for verification by the asset management company and the registrar and transfer agent like CAMS or K-Fintech. Once the conversion verification is done at the asset manager and the registrar's end, it will be confirmed with the DP and the mutual fund units get credited to your Demat account. In case of rejection, necessary communication will be sent to the investor. Even for systematic investment plans, SIPs, you can choose to go through the Demat route. Keep in mind that if you have an existing Demat account into which you wish to convert and transfer your mutual fund units, the holding pattern in case of joint holders should match for both the Demat account and the mutual fund folio. Also, a separate form will be needed for each of your folios, and you cannot convert units partially to Demat. All units under a folio will have to be converted. If at some stage you feel like you would prefer going back to the statement of account form of holding rather than Demat, this request too can be addressed with the help of a rematerialization request form, which your broker can give you. The process then is similar to the Demat request, wherein the fund house and the registrar will verify details and issue units in the converted form. Once in Demat form, there are some things you need to keep in mind about transacting in the folio. Firstly, Any redemptions done in this form will have to be for a specified number of units. You cannot specify an amount instead. For example, say you have rupees 1 lakh accumulated in a mutual fund folio in Demat form, you will not be able to redeem say rupees 50,000, which you can do in a statement of account form. In Demat, you have to specify number of units closest to the amount you need. This can become a hurdle in case you have a need to start a specific amount systematic withdrawal or systematic transfer. STP and SWP are not permitted in Demat. Secondly, redeeming your mutual fund units in Demat account is easiest through your broker or through exchange-based MF platforms provided for this on BSE and NSE. However, there is also the option to get a redemption form from your broker and go for redemption directly through the depository. All the processes are digital and the redemption amount gets transferred directly to your linked bank account. Thirdly, any change in your personal details, nomination, address, bank details, etc. has to be sent to the depository participant, and this will change for all your investments in the Demat account, including the mutual fund units. Fourthly, if you have pledged your MF units against a loan or if they are locked in due to any reason like income tax, you cannot convert them to Demat and will have to continue in the current form till the conditions are over. Fifth, Demat switch transactions are processed in Demat holding through exchange or clearing corporation. The mechanism is same as in case of normal redemption and subscription. Post-processing of switch out redemption instead of funding to the investor, switch in subscription is processed and equivalent units are settled to clearing house for onward credit to the investor's DP account. However, any switch you may want to make from regular plan to direct plan cannot be done if your units are in Demat form. You have to first convert them into statement of account form and then switch to direct plan. So that's a lot of information for you. Now that you have all the details on how to hold and transact in mutual funds through a Demat account, you can decide for yourself if this is a choice that works for you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.